I added some new stuff. I added the option to scan for a range of IPs or for however many IPs that the user wants. So for the for however much you want, they would input 2, and then it asks them to separate each IP with a comma. And the way we do that is we use the dot split method, dot split function on the end of this input function, and that means they put the IP, and then this split means the comma is gonna make it so it splits up each IP address and makes it as a list, a string list, instead of just one input. And then it stores in user IPs. Same thing with the user ports. Dot split, separate each port with a comma, and then it runs the function. And the function is right here. So for input IP and user IPs, this is a for loop that's going to run through all the IPs inside of user IP. So user IP is the one that we inputted, so 192.168.100, and then 101, 102. So it's going to iterate. First IP gets stored in input underscore IP, and then this is not necessary. This is just to make sure that whatever IP they put is an actual IP. Like let's say they missed the number, instead of 19, like let's say they put 192.1.1. That's not a valid IPv4 address. So setting the IP to IPv4 address and then a string, and then using this variable down here is just like validation. And then so we iterate through the user IPs, and then we do the same thing with the ports using the for loop. User ports, the first port gets stored in input port, and then we're going to set it as an integer, because we have to do this here because when we take user input with this input function, obviously it's going to be a string. So we have to set it to an integer, and then set it equal to input underscore port. So now we can use it down here. Target, create the target. We use socket.socket. And then this means IPv4. This means TCP. Connect, and the IP that they inputted, and then the port, which got turned into an integer. And then we use 2 parentheses to make it seen as one argument instead of 2 different inputs. It's called a tuple. And then we're going to print it if it's open. We're going to print if it's closed, and then we're going to close the port. Not close the port, but close the target. And that's how that one works. That was the only thing that was new that was added.